So, for those who are not aware, Dan Slott, who's been the writer for Amazing Spider-Man for nearly 10 years, is going to be ending his run soon, and a new writer will be taking over. Now, before I go any further and talk about the new writer for Spider-Man, I just want to say, I've never hated Dan Slott. Granted, I haven't been a big fan of what he did, you know, with a lot of his later Spider-Man stuff, but his early work in Spider-Man I really enjoyed. Spider Island was actually pretty fun. Some of his stuff he did when they were rotating writers between all of them was pretty good too. And I never thought the dude deserved to have death threats thrown out. That was not cool. So, and honestly, I think it was time for him to go. I think he's burnt out on the character, even though he really enjoys Spider-Man. The dude's like, if you ever seen the guy, he's like a teddy bear. He doesn't deserve that. So, but having said that, though, I'm kind of glad he's gone, and I know a lot of people, Blue Goblin, I'm looking at you, Ed, who's saying good riddance. But, yeah, I wish, you know, if you want to read some good recent Dan Slott stuff, go check out Silver Surfer. He'll be writing Iron Man soon, so hopefully he'll be good on that. But yeah, so I think he was burnt out on Spider-Man. So that's what I was thinking, is that he's just kind of burnt out on Spider-Man. But the question was, who was going to take over Dan Slott's time as Spider-Man? You know, who was going to be the new writer for Spider-Man? And a lot of speculation had been going out, but today it was announced. Now, personally, I wanted Christos Gage, and I'm sad to report I didn't get Christos Gage. He's a very underrated writer, very talented too, and he's written some stuff here and there in Avengers Academy when he's featured Spider-Man, and he did 2 miniseries called Spider-Man and X-Men and Spider-Man Fantastic Four, which are both really good comics, and really show that he really could, you know, really write a good Spider-Man, but sadly that's not the case. So you're probably asking, well, DPZ, who is the new writer for the Amazing Spider-Man in Marvel's Fresh Start? Well, here's the announcement. Da 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 da. Holy shit! This is getting annoying, isn't it? It's Nick Spencer. Yeah, it's Nick Spencer, guys. Now, hold up. I know Nick Spencer is not really well liked currently after, you know, that one event that we all got, you know, I myself was like, fuck this shit. Fuck it so hard. That event we all know and loathe, the Secret Empire, you know, he was writing that. And was kind of like the reason why we got Marvel Legacy and all of that included. I was still surprised to actually see Nick Spencer actually getting stuff. I know he's doing a mini-series called Doctor Strange Damnation, featuring Mephisto, but the fact that he's getting Spider-Man is surprising, because they trusted him with a big-name character like Captain America, and, you know, that worked out so well, right? I mean, yeah, some of his early stuff with Sam Wilson, Captain America, was interesting, but later on with his Sam Wilson Captain America run, and his Captain America run on a whole, shall we say, not a lot of people were happy about that, right? Not a lot of people were, I myself included, were not cool with what he did leading up to Secret Empire. But hear me out. Now, I'm very skeptical about Nick Spencer, and I know a lot of you guys out there are too. Having said that, though, I totally forgot that he wrote one of my favorite comics coming out of the Spider-Man titles during the Superior era, during Dan Slott's run with Superior Spider-Man. That being the Superior Foes of Spider-Man, which was a comic, for those who don't know, was a comic featuring the Shocker, Boomerang, the Female Beetle, Big Wheel, and Speed Demon. And it was like Marvel's equivalent to the Secret Six. And if you guys know me, I really dig the Secret Six, and this comic was really good too. I really enjoyed the Superior Foes of Spider-Man, and I really forgot that Nick Spencer wrote that. So, there is a, it's very clear that he knows how to write Spider-Man. Having said that, though, like I said before, I'm a little worried. That's, I can't be the only one who's a little worried. But however, and the other thing is, you just hate SJW stuff. Please, Marvel's been SJW since Captain America punched Hitler in the face in the 40s. So, yeah, Marvel's been SJW since Marvel began. And I was never bothered by the by the so-called SJW agenda that Marvel had. I was never bothered by it. What did bother me, however, was when Marvel tried to make it into a gimmick. If you have something to say in your comics, because comics are a great medium to get, certain social issues out there, that's been a thing even in DC and other comics where they talk about those kind of issues, by all means do it, and there's some great stories with them. Having said that, Marvel had this brilliant idea to make it a gimmick. Don't ever make your politics a gimmick. And that's what they did, and that's what pissed me off when, the whole Marvel Now thing, and everything up leading with, Secret Empire, and Secret Empire itself, was what really pissed me off, was that they decided to take an entire group's, political views, and almost make them feel like they were, gimmicks, So that was my problem, that was my major problem with it. And Nick Spencer was kind of really giving these ham-fisted things, especially in his Captain America and Secret Empire stuff. So, I'm pretty sure, yeah, his whole ending of how he wanted to end Secret Empire was a hell of a lot different than what he wanted to do in Secret Empire itself. Because I know Marvel was like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Because our sales are tanking. And it doesn't help that we have this is part of another relaunch. However, maybe all Nick Spencer needs, instead of doing a giant event and, everything else he did with the Captain America title, is maybe he just needs a character to singularly focus on. And Spider-Man is a great character to do that with. So maybe that's all he needs. But I'm still kind of, Secret Empire is still a sour taste in my mouth, as I'm sure it is with a lot of you guys out there. But I want to give Nick Spencer the benefit of the doubt and maybe be like, okay, maybe I can give this guy a shot. So when he comes out with Spider-Man, because everything he's doing, everything he said about it feels like classic Spider-Man. Also, I forgot to mention the artist is Ryan Otterly, who most of you guys would know best as the artist for Invincible, the Robert Kirkman comic that recently ended. He's also apparently going to be co-writing the comic, which is actually really cool. I mean, Invincible does have a lot of early Spider-Man era stuff in there, early Spider-Man feel to it, and that's what it feels like, is that Spider-Man's going back to basics with this. And I guess after everything that's happened leading up to this, I don't blame him. Anyway, so that, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic at best with this, because Nick Spencer still has Secret Empire's and I don't mean to sound like an asshole, I really don't, but come on, guys, Secret Empire was not great, and a lot of his Captain America stuff he did leading up to that was not great either. So I'm going, like I said, be cautiously optimistic about this. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Nick Spencer being the new writer for Spider-Man? Are you guys happy about it? Are you guys not? And who did you want to have write Spider-Man? And also, are you happy with Ryan Otterly, hope I said the last name right, as the new artist/co-writer for Spider-Man? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.